Hey, what's up? This is Zachary Knowles. Check out my interview on CreativeDisc.com, the #1 music website in Indonesia.
Welcome back, City Lovers, to another Creative Disc exclusive interview. And today I will have a chat with a musician from Texas. He should be your new favorite because of his dreamy pop, sad boy kind of songs. And he already achieved more than 57 million stream globally. He's about to release his debut album, and he is Zachary Knowles. Hi, Zach. How are you?
What's up? I'm good. Thanks for having me. This is sweet.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for spending time to get to know you a little bit. And by the way, I have to ask this. It's out of my what is it like? This is kind of like the name is Zachary Knowles. Is he have a relation with Beyonce Knowles for some reason? Are you?
I don't know. I've gotten that question a lot. I actually need to see because that would be awesome.
Yeah. Because I wonder. Because the first time I heard your name, Zachary Knowles, is like, okay, is he got a relation or something with
Yeah,
Beyonce Knowles or Knowles
Beyonce.
family? I don't know. So I have to ask that. So how are you? And
Okay.
are you in Texas right now, Zach?
I am. Yeah, I'm in Texas, chilling.
Mm. So aside from music, what do you up to these days?
Aside from music,
Mm-hmm.
I love playing basketball. I love basketball and fishing
Mm.
and hanging out with friends, honestly. Fun fact, I used to fish
Oh,
competitively in high school and like went around the state doing tournaments. Kind of random.
really?
But
Wow,
yeah.
wow. That's so cool, man. So Zach, I know that it's been a quiet journey that we had in 2020 and also 2021, right? But what is 2021 and 2020 have taught you so far?
Um, let's see. I think they've taught me a lot about inspiration and like how to push myself as an
Yeah.
artist. Cause I think like
Mm-hmm.
being stuck inside and being forced to like stay inside definitely
Mm-hmm.
pushed me to like get out of my comfort zone and figure out new ways to write,
Right,
new ways to be
right.
inspired. And um, I think it was super weird at first, obviously, as it was for like so many people and
Uh-huh.
still is. But
Yeah.
I think some like cool things came out of it, like a lot of cool things, like just new relationships and new experiences, even if I was just stuck inside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mhm. So let's move on to the next question. I want to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I know about you. You started to know music since your parent bought you a light up keyboard, if I'm not mistaken, and then you started to write your own music. You beginning to get serious into music. But what is the thing that makes you decided to like, okay, music is kind of serious for me?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it was probably my senior year of college, kind of in
Mm,
between there. I was putting out stuff like freshman year of college, and I put out a project called Feelings, and it did like
mhm.
pretty good, way better than I thought. Like I was just having fun, and I was honestly
Right.
pursuing a business degree in school, and was like, "Oh, music is like
Wow.
fun. I'll do it." And then
Okay.
it got a lot of support, and along the way, I got signed and just kept putting out music. And I
Mhm.
think like junior senior year, I think something just switched where I just loved doing it so much that I wound up switching my major
Okay.
in school so that I could have a lot more time to do music. And I just fell more in love with it and was just like, all right, like after college, this is what I want to do now. So let's do it. And I just
Mm.
went for it. It was kind of
Wow.
gradual.
And then here you are talking to media
Yeah.
from across the world, right?
Yeah. It's wild. It's awesome.
So, uh, Zach, is there like any musician that inspired you to do music for some reason?
For sure. There's a lot. I think some of the
Mm.
bigger ones I would say are like Justin Bieber, John Bellion, John Mayer.
Yeah.
I used to listen to a lot of like Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Sean
Wow.
Kingston. But then like as I got into music and started making it, I loved finding like smaller artists and started listening to a lot of like Pink Sweats or Jeremy Zucker or Lainey,
Yeah.
Sasha Sloan. The list goes on. But
Yes.
yeah.
All of those artists is my favorites as well, because I love their music so much, and I love that kind of wide variance of music that you have. So, in 2021, Zach, you already released bunch of songs. Dancing in the Kitchen of April, A Tendency to Be a Loner on May, and last month you released Stranger to Me. And between all of those songs, two of them is kind of like sad boy feeling into it. And
Yeah.
where you are you a sad boy? Describe yourself as a sad boy.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm like a sad boy. It's interesting that most of my music is like sad
Uh-huh.
because I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a sad like person, but
Uh-huh.
there's something interesting of like being a songwriter. It's fun like writing about your own experiences and like your own personal life, which I do a lot. But I think something that I've kind of leaned into that I enjoy is like telling other people's stories and like writing about heartbreak and writing about things I haven't experienced sometimes even, you know, like just telling people's stories and like things that other people can connect to. But I don't know, that's a good question. I like that question.
Because we know that most of the people today nowadays is more likely to be drawn into like kind of sad song, but the musician put into some kind of upbeat so they can
Yeah.
dance while crying. If I might say, right?
Yeah. I think Stranger to Me is kind of up that lane. It's like upon first listen, it's really upbeat and you're like, oh, this is nice. And then if
Yes.
you listen again
Yeah.
and you listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh my gosh. And you just
Oh damn!
kind
Yeah,
of
that is exactly what I felt whenever I heard your music, especially "Stranger to Me." Yeah, if you come up with
yeah.
the title of the song, at first I was like, okay, this song is quite a bop, right? And then I searched for the lyric, and then oh damn, this song is so sad. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
how can you put like sad song into like a beat song? How's the process of you writing those songs anyway?
It's interesting. I really like mixing those two things together. Like I think Dancing in the Kitchen
Mm-hmm.
is one of the only songs I've done that's just like straight happy. Like the instrumental is happy, the lyrics are super
Yeah.
happy. But like a
Yep.
lot of the time I really like mixing like a upbeat thing with like some
Mm.
sad lyrics. I don't know why. It just feels fun. Maybe I'm just like subconsciously trying to help people, I guess, that are might be experiencing
Uh,
like some sad stuff and kind of make light of
mm-hmm.
not make light of it in a bad way, but just like give them something that'll uplift them, like whenever they're going through
Uh.
something that's sad. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's fun making stuff
It
like
is
that.
sad, but you can also dance into it, right? And you forget all of
Right.
the sadness that happening.
Yeah. It's a good excuse to just
Okay.
dance. Just forget about things for a minute.
Yeah, true. So Zach, after releasing those three songs, you also like announce your debut album, which the title is "Tendency to Be a Loner." Too, and congrats on that album, which gonna be released, if I'm not mistaken, is the first week of August. Is that correct?
Yeah. August 6th. Yeah.
So how is your feeling? How do you feel about that? I mean, these past years you already worked so hard on that, and then finally you can release your own debut
Yeah.
album.
It feels amazing. Honestly, like originally I was kind of just planning on putting out like a couple smaller projects, and then during COVID
Right.
and just being isolated and stuff, a lot of music like came from it. And so somewhere along the way, it just got to a point where we were like, let's put out an album. And it feels
Mm,
amazing, honestly. Like I was used to putting out smaller projects, but it feels awesome like
right.
putting out 5 songs and being able to say like, hey, I'm about to like here's another or like a full project with those songs, like plus some,
Mm.
it feels good. Like it feels like a completed body of work, and I'm excited for people to hear it. I'm really excited.
So this debut album, will it be uh can we say those three songs that you released previously represent the debut album that you're about to release?
I would say so. Yeah, definitely. They definitely represent like even like how I released them, like Dancing in the Kitchen and Stranger to Me were both upbeat. Tendency to Be a Loner was
Yep.
like more just mellow and chill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those are a great representation of what can be expected from the album, because there's more on there that are like upbeat, and then there's some that are
Uh-huh.
more like mellow and chill. And I tried to balance it out and throw some on there that
Right.
were upbeat, throw some on that were chill, to kind of
Right.
represent how it feels like to be a
Hmm.
loner or like an introvert, where it's like naturally I just want to stay inside, but sometimes I'll go out and it's actually fun once I push myself to do it. And yeah, I think that can be expected for sure from the album. It's kind of
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
those vibes.
Hmm. Mm.
But
It's funny because you mentioned some sort of introvert feeling into that singles and also the album, because I know how to be introvert, because we as an introvert is really what is it like feel the need to be stay inside all the time and not feeling bothered to
yeah,
do any what is it like connection to people, but at the same time we long to have a conversation with people, right?
yeah,
And are you describing yourself as an introvert person?
I am. Yeah, for sure. Like naturally, it's I think that you just nailed it. Like my natural tendency is to
Mm,
chill and kind of hang out by myself or like with a close
mm,
friend or something. But I also love
right.
like relationships and like being around people or just entering into good
Mm,
conversation. And so it's like this interesting
mm,
balance. And I think that that comes through on the album, which is my hope. I hope that that comes through how I intended, because
cool.
that's how I meant for it to be.
Okay, cool. I can wait to listen to your full album and feel the introvert version of me fulfilled within those album, those songs. Zach.
Yeah. I hope you connect
So
with
my
it.
last
That'd
two
be cool.
question, my last two question for you. This is the question I already asked to a bunch of musicians now. What is music from your point of view, from Zachary Knowles' point of view?
That's a great question. I think music is, oh
Uh-huh.
man, I would say like an outlet, I guess. I guess it's just like
Mm,
I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's like a place that a lot of people can find peace. A lot of people find
right.
peace in music. I think it's just a great like
Yeah.
connector. It like goes beyond like genre and anything. Like everyone can connect with it. You know, like we're on totally separate parts of the world and like we're listening to the same music. I think it's something that can connect people. It's like a commonality, no matter like where you're from, you know, or like what you believe. It's like people can all come together and listen to music. So I don't know. I think it's just like that's really hard to answer in like one way, but it's like a community, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's a great way to describe music, because it's weird because we can connect to each other through music, but it's kind of like makes sense to be connected as through music, right?
Hmm. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I think it's interesting. I love it.
Yes. Do we all? I mean, like, how
Yeah,
can we
yeah.
live without music, though? I mean, you know what?
It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last question for you, Zach. I know that Indonesian people are love the music that you release. Is there any message to them? Is there any message to your Indonesian fan who happen to watch this video or listening to the podcast?
Yeah, for sure. I would just say thank you. Like first and foremost, like thank you so much for listening to my music. It's insane that I'm even here. It's insane that people are listening to my music and I'm just a kid from Texas. And I get to share my music and people connect with it and listen to it, and it's wild. And it blows my mind whenever people reach out like over Instagram or whatever and say like, hey, like I connected with this song, it helped me in this way. Like that is crazy to me. So I'm very, very thankful. I would just say thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you to you too for releasing such a great music, Zach. And thank you for spending time with me to know you a little bit more and get your insight into your music world. And can't wait to have you here in Indonesia, actually.
I know it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to get out there.
I totally can wait. Thank you so much, man, for your time.
Yeah, thank you.